Heavy cargo, which is loaded on the board of vessel or aircraft merely for the purpose of making it steady, to enable it to navigate in the event of scarcity of other cargo. Berth. The part of the pier is occupied by a vessel or any place in which vessel may lie at anchor at a dock. Bill of lading is a transport document for ocean freight issued by shipping lines, carriers, and international freight forwarders or non-vessel operating common carrier. Next is bond, an instrumental designed to guarantee the integrity and honesty of the principal of his ability, financial responsibility, and his compliance with a contract guarantee for 4 months. Next is break bulk. Break bulk is non-containerized cargo which is grouped or consolidated for shipment and break down, subdivided into united cargo such as in pallets or packed in bags or boxes. Next is bulk. Bulk is a liquid or dry goods shipped in bulk or bundled in separate utilities. Includes commodities that are loose in mass and require to be pumped, shoveled, slooped, grabbed, and torched during loading or unloading. Next is cargo manifest. It's a declaration of the entire cargo, the object of which is to furnish the customs officer with a list to check against, to inform our revenue officers what is goods being bought in the country, and to provide a safeguard against being brought into this country on a vessel, and to provide a safeguard against goods being brought into his country on a vessel and then smuggled ashore. Is carrier. Carrier means the person usually transporting goods or in charge of responsible for the operation of means of transportation. Next is customs clearance. Means the accomplishment of the custom formalities necessary allow goods to enter for home use, warehousing, and safety for transit, to be exported or placed under the customs procedure. Next is coastwise ports. As such, domestic ports are open to coastwise trade only. These include all ports, harbors, and places like ports of entry. Container freight station means normally a warehouse or transit shed adjacent to the container yard used for sorting and storage of control-liner cargo, both for imports and exports. Containerized cargo. Cargo stuffed inside the container van with external dimensions and ratings enumerated in series, which is specially designed to facilitate 3D handling, particularly their transfer from mode of transport to another without intermediate loading. Next is divanning. Divanning transfer of cargo from one container to another container. Discharge Port Survey or DPS, a report issued by an accredited cargo surveying company or ACSC for bulk, break bulk cargo after the conduct of survey at the port of discharge. Next is dry dock. Means a dock from which a water can temporarily excluded in order to effect repairs to hulls and keels to keep for vessels. In cargo, entrusted shipment, merchandise, or articles from abroad. Next is foreign trade. It is the commercial interchange of commodities between different entries, export and import trade. Next is hatch, an opening in ship's deck through which cargo can be lowered. Next is less container load. Container loaded with cargoes belonging to more than one consignee and or covered more than one bill of lading. Next is load port survey, a report issued by an accredited cargo surveying company ACSC for bulk cargo imported to the Philippines. The report shall be submitted to the Bureau of Customs directly from the ACSC in a secure electronic format. And next is more. Means to secure vessel alongside the berth by means of mooring roper. Non-vessel operating common carrier, or NVOCC, means a person, including an international freight forwarder, providing point-to-point international transport of shipment without operating or owning the means of transport of equipment. An NVOCC deals with a shipper and issues the own transport blading, even though it's commonly contracted different stages of transport of vessel, aircrafts, and truck operators. And next is port of entry. It's a domestic port pen to both foreign and coastwise trade. The term includes principal ports of entry and sub-ports entry. A principal port of entry is a chief port of entry in the collection district. Next is plastic. Is a permission granted by a quarantine official to a vessel's aircraft to hold intercourse with the port after the shipcraft has complied with port regulations, i.e. regular shipside permit, required for all cargoes which belong to the categories of regular shipside cargoes under the existing regulation. Next is saloon store. Saloon store supplies listed as such as were intended for sale on board or vessel or aircraft. C-store. Articles, especially food stuff such as food, wine, cigarettes, used for consumption only for the passengers and crew on board the vessel's aircraft upon its voyage. Next is shifting of cargoes. Transferring of cargoes from vessel to vessel and vessel to dock, dock to vessel, hatch to hatch, and bay to bay. Special shipside permit. When cargoes do not belong to the particular shipside cargoes, the broker or the consignee has to get the authority from the collector of customs prior to the processing of approval of the entry processing division. Next is stripping. Unloading of all cargoes from a container. Next is stuffing. Filling a container with goods or cargo. Temporary shipside permit is a written authority to discharge cargoes at shipside into legalities per order of the collector customs. Next will be transit. Means the custom procedure under which goods are transported under customs control one of the customs office to another. Next is transit cargo. Article arriving at any port from another port or place. Note in the carrier's manifest and destined for transit, transshipment to another local port to foreign port. Transshipment means the custom procedure under which goods is transferred. Last will be vessels. Vessels includes every sort of boat, craft, or other artificial contrivance used for capable of being used as mean as the transportation on water.